What's up, everyone? I came on late tonight. I wasn't going to come on, but I decided I'm going to come on. Basically because I've been working on my video all day and I just got it out and I needed to have a break. So, all right. So, it's been a lot of, so I did my 8th video on this. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a video, old school Beato video. So we're, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go back and do some videos for people for the first 200,000 people that watched my channel or subscribed to my channel. Back to the basics, exactly. I got some new people on here. I see a lot of new names on here. Who's new that hasn't been on here before? I'll get Dylan the names in difficult chords. Whiteboard, I'm thinking, Keith. Maybe another film score video, something like that. John Doe asks, can I do more Nirvana stuff? I can. So don't forget, this Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern, sign up for my What Makes This Song Great masterclass, 2 hours, where I'll be playing songs that I can't play on here, because there are plenty of those. Why was everybody asking me about Boston? I do have a lot of Boston, actually. I love Boston. Anyways, I've got, I hit not quite my record yesterday, but I got 2,079 subscribers yesterday, which is pretty ridiculous. So I hit 230,000 today, and that's pretty fast to get there. Anyways, yeah, I got 2,079 subscribers in one day. It's actually the second most. I had one day, back last year where I got 2,500 in a day, or 2,600. But this is the second time I've hit 2,000 in a day. But obviously, the more you get, the more it's easy to get other subscribers. So I've also been preparing. I'm interviewing Chris Potter tomorrow. And for those of you that don't know Chris is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, sax player of his generation. He's absolutely astoundingly good, and he has some great records. What's up, Renzo, Jay, Subi, Magoo? Will I ever do another Howard Shore Part 2, Part 3? Probably, maybe. All new subscribers are obligated to purchase a Beato book. That's what Back to the Pasture just said. I love that. I think that's right. Chris is a great writer, Kinch said. He's a really good writer. This is what's incredibly good about him is he's such a good writer. That's why I'm looking forward to talking with him. And if you guys have any questions that you think I should ask him, that might be helpful. What separates the men from the boys? That's what separates the men from the boys. Yeah, that's true. The writing. He's really a phenomenal writer. If everyone super chatted me $1, I'd be rich. Yeah, that's true. If all 230,000 people super chatted me, man, is my eye red? My other eye? It's kind of weird. Talk a bit about Brecker. I will talk to him about Brecker. I had a conversation with one of my best friends, Paul Smith, that you've heard me mention before. I haven't talked to him in a while. And we talked about a couple things. Well, first of all, I talked to two of my oldest friends today, oldest musician friends. One of them is Chris Persad. Chris was my roommate senior year of college and is a great trumpet player. We used to play in a band together. Not Paul Reed Smith, Paul Smith, different guy. So Chris called me earlier. I haven't talked to him in probably 3 years or so. He's a high school music teacher, been teaching for 26 years up in upstate New York. So we're the same age. He'll be 56. And we were talking about I asked him, why doesn't anyone ever talk about Freddie Hubbard anymore? And we got in this discussion because Chris loves Freddie Hubbard and I love Freddie Hubbard. And so we talked about that for a while, and I said, I need to make a video about that. And I'm going to interview Chris on music programs in schools, because he told me that they've cut back to 3 days. They have three band rehearsals per 8 days in his school that he's in right now, when it used to be 5 days a week, which is pretty bad, I think. My son Dylan's school is doing 5 days a week. So then I talked to my friend Paul about the same thing, and then we talked about trumpet players, that kind of the descendants of Clifford Brown, and it kind of went Clifford, then Lee Morgan, then Freddie Hubbard. That was kind of a lineage there in trumpets. And then we started talking about sax players, and we talked about, and this is stuff I want to talk with Chris Potter about lineage of from Lester Young and Coleman Hawkins then to Charlie Parker, and then you had really different schools like Stan Getz and Sonny Rollins and Joe Henderson. I mean, these guys were all and Train. They were all kind of different. I mean, even Train comes a little bit later, and then you have Ornette and you have Dewey Redman. That's another school. But there were all these different schools of saxophone players. It's really, and then you have Cannonball. It's really, really interesting. Dexter Gordon. But there's not a straight line from Lester Young to Charlie Parker to Coltrane. Paul and I we were talking about, because Stan Getz and Train played, what big band were they in together? They played in a, now I'm blanking on this. But they were kind of contemporaries. So it's really fascinating. I'm really interested to see what Chris says, and if I'm sure he's followed the lineage of all these different players. We talked about Sonny Rollins. Magoo said, and Sonny just retired. I just read a long article with him about probably 2 months ago, and he's finally retired now. But Sonny Rollins is really underappreciated, I believe. So that's I'm going to ask him about that too. How old is Sonny? Sonny's got to be, I think, 84, something like that, 82 to 84. He's in his 80s for sure. Oh, and then we talked about Wayne, about Wayne Shorter. We talked about Jan Garbarek, that kind of how things blended into the ECM school, how that changed, these European players then, the people that, Keith Jarrett played with the people from Ornette's band and then brought in these people like Jan Garbarek. And there's this whole kind of European approach to saxophone playing. So I think it'll be fascinating to see what Chris has to say about all this. And if he took the same route that most people take, where you go back over and you trace the lineage of each player. I see all these new people on here. You guys seeing new people on here? I don't recognize a lot of these names. Who's new on here? Who is Fatback Funk? I've never seen you on here before. Who is new on this channel? Lots of new people. Yeah. Paul is dead. Well, you've been here for a couple times. Fatback Funk, you've been a few times. You don't see nude people. New. Okay, yeah, give me some news. I want to see who's new here. Yep. New, kind of new. Diggers in Forever. Brian, okay. A month new. Miguel. Is that right? Miguel Luis. Jason, new. So we got a lot of new people. A lot of fresh food for the band hammer. The band hammer. Wow, I like that. You've been following me since the Facebook vinyl listening discussion way back? Wow. That was a long time ago. Man. I used to do a radio show until I got blocked from doing them by Facebook, and then I realized that Facebook was a completely worthless format to talk on. So, anyways, so this is really kind of an interesting. Can we compliment YouTubers here? You can always compliment YouTubers, your subscribers. Ever talk about brain frequencies? Maybe I've talked about brain frequencies a little bit. So what do I do here? All these people are subscribing to my channel now because of this new series. I feel like I've done a good basis for it now with these 8 videos. I think that that's a good. I think I'm going to start doing them just once a week now or so, maybe a couple times a week. But yeah, if you guys ask them about circular breathing, okay, Renzo. Anyways, I want to get back to some of my old school videos though. When will I run out of stems? Oh, never. Oh my God. I probably have 500 of famous songs. Do I have a closet full of black shirts where I don't wear the same one every day? New series is addictive, Tom. Does that mean I should do more of it? I was talking to my friend Peter Smart yesterday, and Peter, Peter's a jazz guitar player, and there's, I do a lot of jazz guitar stuff. And I missed the whiteboard. Big thumbs up on what makes this song great series. Got my teen niece and nephew into watching him. Like all great things, 1 per week. Okay. We need more of you, LOLK. Like the new series for production aspect. Bruce, please compliment Brett. Brett is awesome. I love Brett's playing. What Whiteboard rocks. Okay, there we go. Solo breakdown series. So Jay, speaking of the solo, Jay just said he's looking forward to the solo breakdown series. I'm working on it. I am working on it. I mean, it's getting to the point where every single video I do is demonetized. But it's not. I'm not making up for it in other ways here. So I don't sell production courses, but I am going to do my my master class. So, and I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to do a production course. Well, I do want to do a production course, but I'm not sure what to do on the production course. It's kind of like hearing Univibe 23 says is made to hear. It's kind of like hearing the Beatles analogy, hearing the songs in their raw form. It's wonderful. Renzo, you're the man. Thank you. You know, it would be cool taking a riff and tracing it through the permutations across artist styles. Okay. Avery, thank you. Appreciate that. I haven't seen Avery on here before. Can I get Randy Waldman? I don't know him. Michael Wolf, I don't know him. And Ricky Peterson, I don't know him. So I don't think I can get them. I don't know them. You wish your ex didn't take all your masters when she left. Had some good songs there. Okay. That's not good. Are there PDFs of the Beato Etudes? There are some. So I've been spending my time. So Michelle, my assistant, is leaving on Friday. So we only have a couple more days to get stuff going on. Oh, Blue Net Marketing asked me, why don't I produce anymore? Because I don't like to produce. I hate producing. Brett, you're right. It is amazing how diverse my subscribers are here. Our community is here, I should say. Have I done a video on negative harmony? Oh man, come on. I did do a video on negative harmony. I did. Did she find your replacement? She did not. The girl that she thought might do it won't do it. And I don't want her to do it either. She's from Indonesia, also like Michelle, and has, you know, we come up with the same visa issues. You know, they can only stay in the country for a year. So I need to find somebody that is American that is incredibly good with either Finale or Sibelius, preferably has perfect pitch, and is cool. Foulfish says, Rick, my videos get revenue sharing. Do they not share revenue with you? What do you mean? No, if I don't write the songs, they don't share revenue with me. They take the they take the revenue. When I do a Police song, Sting gets the money. Anyways. So, I'm reading this here. Please do analysis on Jan Garbrick. Okay. Potential interns in the house. Rick better start the training as soon as possible. Do I know Danny? No. Coppelson? No, I don't know Danny. I don't know who that is. Yes, let me know, Kinch. Does a record company actually get the money and then write it down as something else? No, the writers of the song get the money. So I put out the video, and as soon as the video goes live, I get a thing saying, YouTube, A copyright claim has been made. Don't worry, you don't have to do anything. I just got one here. It says, YouTube. Dear Rick Beato, a copyright owner using Content ID claims some material in your video. This is just a heads up. Don't worry, you're not in trouble and your account standing is not affected by this. There are either ads running on your video with the revenue going to the copyright owner, or the copyright owner is receiving stats about your video's views. What Makes Us Sound Great, Episode 8, A Perfect Circle. Claimed by UMG. If there are no problems, you don't need to take any action. You don't need to delete your video. Blah, blah, blah. That's what I get every time I put out one of these. So all these views I'm getting go to the artists. John, it's amazingly fast response. It's as soon as the video is done uploading, before it even is published, they've already sent me the thing. Speed of light. Working for free, Frederick is right. So the only way I can make a living for my family is to do things that are along the lines of how I have built my channel, the first 200,000 subscribers. So there's actually good news for you that write. Yeah, if you write hit songs that I do with this, you'll make a little bit of money. A question I watched and dug your Perfect Circle video. Will rock fans watch the Chris Potter video when it comes out? Good question. Will they? Brett, what do you think? Do I care if people watch Chris Potter's video? Yes, I do care. I definitely care if they do. I want people to know that my channel is not a music production channel. It's, I know, good question, right? But my channel is a music production channel. I mean, this is, what I'm doing on this, with these videos here. I kind of wanted to make a base of videos. I've made 8. That's a good amount for people that discover my channel. And they want to just watch a bunch of these. They want to binge watch a bunch of these. They've got that. I hope they do too, Brett. But, I think that they will. I'm not going to put the video out. It'll probably come out in a couple weeks. So, I mean, I could do these What Makes This Song Great and probably get up to 500,000 subscribers. But, you think rock fans will watch, Tom? Okay. It is everything music. Do I have any Michael Jackson? Of course I have Michael Jackson. I definitely have Michael Jackson. I have just about everything you can think of. I'll go broke doing that. Right, exactly. Exactly. I seem a little down tonight, Nick. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking about all this. It's there's a lot of please do an MJ song for your series. I mean, I don't have everything. I don't need the multi-tracks to do it, though. But I'll tell you one thing that bugs me, like people that say, oh, I'm pretty sure that the tuning of the song of Judith, I get these guys, I'm pretty sure the tuning is blah, blah, blah. It's like, bro, it's drop B. It's a drop C sharp with a drop B. Tom Madness. Rick, I just sent my fugue to Rick Beato, one originator style of Bach, written a music score, some crazy jazzy and modal stuff. I'll check it out. Cool. Thank you. Tom, you saw that about the tuning. Wrong. I'm like the guy, the what is that, from SNL? They use it in a couple tunes. Wrong. There's only one way that you can play that drop D lick. They don't know how many drop D songs I've done. A million drop D songs. Any teasers for the pay-per-view on Sunday? We'll do some Max Martin for sure. But I got some great stuff. I got a lot of stuff. Why do people challenge me? I don't know. But when people do that, I'll give them one response, and if they respond back, boom, gone. It's not being trolls. It's just people that it's somebody that doesn't follow my channel, that likes A Perfect Circle or likes Tool, came across the video, and thinks they're an expert on this stuff. When somebody starts a sentence, I'm pretty sure it's a drop. So the thing on that riff, it's he's trying to tell me, hold on, let me find my guitar. So I've got the tracks soloed, all right? I watched the video. I've seen Billy play this, and he plays this lick that goes like this. I mean, it's obvious in the one channel, on the left channel. That's the guitar part. Now, if you tune it down in standard tuning, but with this thing tuned down to a B, which is what this idiot said, that's impossible to play it. Now, that's the most logical way to play it. I've done a zillion drop D songs. Drop B, drop C sharp, drop C, drop A, drop B flat. I mean, you can't imagine how many songs I did. I produced through the entire nu metal movement. I know every drop tuning and what they sound like. Was it hard to set up this thing for this tuning? No. So I have a light top, heavy bottom on this. I mean, just as soon as you hear it, as soon as you hear that, I mean, that's obviously the lick. And there's no way that that could be played in standard tuning. So, and there were 6 people that liked that comment. Anyways, so there you go. That was my... I mean, it's not like I'm never wrong, but I'm very rarely wrong. He plays in standard C sharp all the time. And the slide tuning, the slide can't be played. The slide's played in that tuning because if it was played in standard tuning, you couldn't play those notes like that. I mean, the stuff is so obvious that you got to be an idiot to not realize this. So when I read these things, anytime that you think that something, I'm going to give you an example here. So Andy Wallace mixes stuff. He mixed the 13th Step, the third A Perfect Circle record. And I love Andy's mixing. So Andy never is interviewed on here. I've talked about him before. He's never interviewed. And when he is, he doesn't tell the truth about what he does, really. I hate to say it. He kind of does, but not really. So, anyways, on the bass, on all of his tunes that he does, I just did a Linkin Park thing. These are the stems. The Linkin Park one was the stems, so you have the effects on it. And you can hear there's a chorus on the bass. So I know that he uses the SPX90 program 13 because I worked with one guy that assisted him. And I said, what's Andy using the bass? This is like 20 years ago, I asked the guy. He goes, oh, he uses program 15, Symphonic. I said, you mean the stock one on SPX90? You got to realize this SPX90 was the only, rack mount thing out pretty much back in the 80s. It was the main one that was out. I mean, you had the Korg delay and, but it's one of the few multi-effects things out. None of these guys ever mess with anything but presets. I mean, rarely. Guys like Joe Barresi, he'll mess with stuff. He's a noodler. But most of these people, Chris Lord-Alge, none of these guys do this stuff. They don't. When people say, oh, what's the preset? How's he? Oh, he's doing this and he's filtering out this. It's like baloney. He's not doing anything. He just goes to that one thing. When he turns that SPX 90, well, it never gets turned off. In his studio, I guarantee you, it's always on 15. If you were to picture of Andy Wallace's mix room, it would be on 15. I got an email from one of his assistants who didn't name himself that said when I did the Andy Wallace video that everything I said in the video was right. Everything about the snare samples and the kick samples, all this stuff. So, I mean, I recognize this stuff. But Andy never says that. He always says, oh, I use the sampled snares to drive reverbs. And I feel for him. I don't know why he's embarrassed I think he's embarrassed because Dave Grohl and Kurt Cobain felt like they didn't like the drum sounds on Nevermind. They felt, well, he used samples and everything. That's actually one of the few records that he is using samples, but they're not obvious on that. And so then because of that, I think he shies away from saying that. I mean, I know when a kick has been replaced completely. When I listen to the Tom Petty track, I can tell a programmed freaking hi-hat, I can tell a programmed kick drum. You can hear it. You can see it on the waveforms. They're obvious. There you go, Renzo. Eddie says that. I read that. He used the 57, a stock Marshall Plexi. People think that this stuff is people try to get the Van Halen sound, but they never take into account that the reverb is done in the control room, right? Because he's not using a reverb. So that's part of his sound. And I guarantee you they EQ'd it when it came into the room. So, and then they EQ'd it in the mix again. So you record the sound, it comes in on tape, you brighten it a little bit because it loses a little, right? So the engineer that's engineering it, Ted Templeman, if he's engineering, probably crank the high end up a little bit on it. Maybe put a little 3K in it, in Eddie's sound, on the console as it's going to tape on Van Halen 1. Then it comes back off tape onto to the playback side of the console. You have two. You have one side for tracking and one side for playback. And then he's putting a little bit, maybe a little bit more top end or upper mids in there. And then he's taking it, hard panning it to the left and putting the reverb in the right, okay? So you can't, when people are trying to get the Eddie sound, it's like, well, the Eddie sound is a sound that's gone to tape with EQ and come back through the console through an EQ and multiple gain stages with transformers. If you're talking about if you're in a Neve console or whatever kind of console you have transformers in the EQ section, or wherever in the preamp section, and so all that stuff. So they're trying to get this sound, the Brown sound. Kinch is right. It's not possible that people that they don't think about this stuff when they don't think, wait a minute, what did Eddie sound? Okay, wait. Well, they must have altered his sound. What if they cranked up 3K 5 dB in the control room on when they're tracking it, and then they cranked up 1K or they brought it down or whatever on playback. Then what? The Brown sound is what came out of Eddie's amp, and then where it was EQ'd going to tape, and then where it was EQ'd on mixdown, along with adding reverb to it. Okay? So trying to match sounds like that. So you're really trying to match the sound of things that have been processed afterwards. Let's see here. Oh, Magoo, you don't know names, just know that our engineer of our EP showed me a few things that made it possible to make Pro Tools sound completely like tape. Pro Tools does not sound completely like tape. I have a 2-inch tape machine sitting about 15 feet behind me in the control room. Not completely like tape, somewhat like tape. But I think the mini industry has been solely created around the brown sound pedals, all this stuff. Exactly. Exactly. Do I like Helios EQs? I do like Helios. Tape sounds like tape. Thank you, Elliot. Tape sounds like tape. But you guys do understand, I mean, everybody understands this, right? Just like the thing that you would think that common sense would realize that you can't take Larry Carlton's solo out of the mix. Can't just pluck it out with no other sound around it. Oh, I wanted to try an experiment here. I want to try and play a couple things. Well, I don't know. Should I dare try this now? I'll wait. I don't want it taken down right now. I was going to try and play a couple things to see if they took my video, if they took the video down. I know Zeppelin, when I did the Zeppelin thing, and when I played Zeppelin on here, Stairway to Heaven, they took the video right down. Do it. Nah, I don't know if I want to try it. I'm kind of curious to see what kind of songs I can get away with, though. They probably will. Let's see here. Anyways, I don't know if anybody noticed I was using my EVH amp though for today, my original 5150 there. I mean the Fender built one. That's really great. Can you just get permission? No. No, it's just like getting permission for these videos that look, they're not taking my videos down like they did before. I would say don't do it here. Use to find out the limits. Go for it. Mommy, may I? Yeah, anyway, so that's will I be able to play any of Chris Potter's recordings during the interview? Well, that's a very good question. I'll tell you why. Because Chris Potter is on ECM now. And my luck with ECM is that I have things taken down. I should do a Michael Moore and show up at the UMG headquarters. Well, the thing is you can't get to the UMG headquarters because you have to go through security. And then you get on an elevator. You got to have an appointment. Love all your guitar sounds. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate that. Make a video on the reverb plate. I got to get my assistant Ken to help me drag it out from the lounge. That's where it is. It's not light. It's all metal. All right, I'm good for tonight. I don't want to lose my voice. We're awesome. We're awesome. To the forum, hang out, whatever you want to do. Play the Eastman through a Blackface Deluxe. I have a Blackface Deluxe. You guys are awesome. Talk. Good night.